This is Darshana Gauchan with your B2B Cambodia Market update for April 4th, 2025. The Cambodia Securities Exchange Index was down 1.09 points or 0.27% to 406.73. Total trade volume was down with 29,503 shares changing hands at a total value of 163.5 million real or nearly $41,000. On the main board, only one stock was up. The Phnom Penh Water Supply Authority rose 0.32% or 20 real to 6,300 real per share. On the other hand, 6 stocks were down. The biggest loser of the day was Pestec Cambodia, down 1.89% or 50 real to 2,600 real per share, followed by Grand Twins International, which dropped 1.23% or 80 real to 6,400 real per share. Other stocks also down were the Phnom Penh Autonomous Port, Royal Group Phnom Penh SEZ, Sinakville Autonomous Port, and Akleda Bank. Meanwhile, MJQ Education and CAM GSM remained flat. Over on the growth board, DBD Engineering was up 0.48% or 10 real to 2,100 real per share, while JS Land dropped 0.64% or 20 real to 3,090 real per share. Akleda Bank recorded the highest trade volume of the day with 16,008 shares changing hands at a total value of 112 million real or over $28,000, about 54% of Friday's trade volume. MJQ Education recorded the second highest trade volume of the day with 2,892 shares changing hands at a total value of 6 million real or over $1,500, approximately 10% of Friday's trade volume. Moving on to the exchange rate, the Khmer Real to USD weakened slightly to 4,002 real per US dollar, while the US dollar index was marginally up to 102.52. Looking at global commodities, oil prices were heading towards their lowest close since the midst of the coronavirus pandemic in 2021 on Friday, hit by US President Donald Trump's barrage of new tariffs and output increases announced by the OPEC Plus producer group. Brent futures plummeted by $2.29 or 3.3% to $67.85 a barrel. US West Texas Intermediate crude futures dived by $2.32 or 3.5% to $64.63. Both benchmarks were on course for their biggest weekly losses in percentage terms for half a year. Gold prices slid 1% as investors digested US President Donald Trump's latest tariffs, and focus shifted to the US non-farm payrolls report for clarity on the US Federal Reserve's monetary policy. Spot gold was down 0.9% at $3,086.32 an ounce, but remained on track for a fifth straight weekly gain. US gold futures edged 0.4% lower to $3,107.70. Stock futures slid Friday after China imposed new tariffs on US goods in retaliation to the levies announced by the White House earlier this week. As of the time of the Cambodian market's closing, futures tied to the blue chip Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 861 points or 2.1%, S&P 500 futures lost 2%, and Nasdaq 100 futures dropped 2.2%. China's Commerce Ministry said the country will impose a 34% levy on all US products. This matches the tariff on Chinese goods coming into the US unveiled by Trump on Wednesday. This was Darshana Gauchan with your B2B Cambodia Market update for April 4th. Have a great weekend.